Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Arabic language lesson 1. So I'll be writing the Arabic language in the Arabic language. Al-lughatu, lugha meaning language. Al-Arabiyya, the Arabic language. Now the hope is, inshallah, we learn this blessed language of the Quran, the language of the Prophet ﷺ, the language of Jannah, and inshallah by the end of it we are able to write like that and understand the Quran, understand the ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and understand Arabic texts. So in today's lesson I'll be looking at the word, the letters, the words beginning with the letter Ba, and start with Ba first, going on to Ta and Tha afterwards. So with Ba we have, let's just draw a line just to understand how Arabic letters work. So the first word I'm going to give is Bait. So we have the Ba, how it joins at the beginning, joins to a Ya, joins to a Ta. This is one of the easiest ones. The Ba has a dot, the Ya has 2 dots, and the Ta at the end has 2 dots but on top. Bait, which means a house. This is where we saw Ba at the beginning. The next word again is at the beginning, is Baqarah. As we have in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, after Surah Al-Fatiha, the first surah, the longest surah in the Quran, which is the cow. Ba, again, how it starts at the beginning, joining on to a Qaf, to a Ra. See, now notice the Ra coming below the line, and then finally a Ta at the end. Put the dots on, Ba, Qaf, Ra, Baqarah, a cow. Again, as you see, the Ba is at the beginning. And finally the last word is Bint. Ba, Noon, Ta. Bint. And this means a girl. So I've shown you some examples and vocab, which is Bait, Baqarah and Bint. Now all of these have the Ba at the beginning, but I want to show you how Ba is in the middle of this word as well as at the end. So for those we have Jabal, another word to add to your vocabulary, Jabal, and again the line is more or less like this, where the Lam is the only thing that came underneath. Jabal, which means a mountain. We also have, so that Ba was in the middle. We also have Maktab. Now this is the Ba at the end. Mim, Kaf, Ta, and then Ba at the end. Maktab, how we join at the end. And finally the last one, again the Ba at the end, but this is by itself, and I've got the word Kitab for that. Maktab is a desk. We have Kaf on top with a Ta, joining into a Ta, to an Alif, and then a Ba is by itself, how we normally would write a Ba, or we read. Kitab, which is a book. Mountain, desk, a table, and a book. So here we have seen Ba in use. So these are the new vocabs. So when I say pause during the video at any time, pause the video and then write these down and then unpause to go further. Pause, unpause. The next letter I want to teach is the letter Ta. And Ta is similar to Ba in the way as we have seen here. Same shape, same way how you draw it. The only difference being with the dot not below like here, but 2 dots on top. So I've seen ba, I'll leave it there for now. Now we're moving on to ta. And with ta we have the words teen, all these again at the beginning, just to show. Here the noon would only be the one underneath the line. Ta, ya, noon, teen, which is a fig. We have suratu teen. The next word we have is timthal. Ta joins to the meme. That's how the ta, just like the ba would have joined to the tha, to an alif, and then al-lam is by itself. This one's on top. Timthal, a statue. And finally, we have the word tamr. Ta again joins like that to a meme, to a ra, tamr, which is dates. Dates. The month of Ramadan approaching, inshallah we will see many dates. And this is ta at the beginning, we're moving on to ta in the middle and at the end. So again, we have, just like we had in the previous section, the word kitab. I've joined the ta, the kaf to the ta, and then back down to go up for kitab, which we said was a book. And then ta at the end is the word which we've seen already, bait. For one, going up and down, up and down. One of the easy ones to do. We've seen ba already. Here's ya, more or less the same, and ta. So we're going to see ta at the end. Kitab, bait, a house, a book, a house. And finally, the last one, which is going to be ta again at the end, but this is by itself. So we have the word qurat, balls, and the ra has gone underneath the line. Qurat, which is balls. Football, basketball, or just a ball. We have two more. Ta is slightly different in a sense, as you have seen in here. There's different types of ta. So these ones are called ta marbuta. This is kind of joined in the end, but it has a different figure. It could sometimes it looks like that, but other times it could look in another way. So we'll have another word. Sin, going to a fa, to a ya, noon, and ta, marbuta. Safina. And all of this is above the line. Safina being a boat. And the last one, to have the ta by itself, the ta marbuta, but now it will be called ta mudawwara. We have the word mauza. Mim, wow, za, they both go underneath the line. And on top sits the ta by itself. Mudawwara meaning round by itself. So it's not joined as marbuta would be, but it's by itself. Mauza. And mauza is a banana. Book, house, balls, boat or ship, and banana. Pause, unpause. So now here I'm to add in a little different thing before we get to the last word, which should be with tha. And now to introduce, to say this is. So you're pointing at something and you're making a ishara at it. You're indicating towards it. And that word I'll introduce is hada in the masculine form. And we have hadihi for the feminine words. and these both mean this is. So from ba we had bait, and this is a masculine word, so I'll just say, I'll write an M there just to say it's masculine. And if you wanted to use hada or hadi to say this is a house, because this means a house by itself, I would say hada bait. Hada bait, which would mean this is a house. Okay, and hada wouldn't work on a feminine word, just on the only on the masculine word. So for hadihi, from the ta examples, we had safina, the ship or the boat. So here's safina. Sin, fa, ya, nun, ta, marbuta. We had safina. So this means a ship. So if I'm to say this is a ship, I would say not hada safina, say hadihi. Hadihi safina. This is a ship. Okay, and I'll move on to the tha next, but it'd be a nice example to use hada and hadhi for all the other words that I had written down, and I will go through them and just tell you which ones are masculine and which ones are feminine as well. But yeah, moving on to ta. To tha. So pick up as many vocab as you can, try and learn these, memorize these as we move on to the future lessons, and they'll all be coming into use, especially in comprehension. So with tha, again, how we had previously, we'll use some words that begin with tha, and for that we have thobe. Thobe is a cloth, clothes, garment. Yeah, there's a clothes. Thobe, all of it above the line, with how it joins on. Again, similar to ba and tha. This is, we have timthal. No, we've seen timthal. Thu'ban. Thu'ban is, and the noon comes below. Thu'ban is a serpent or a snake. And then tha at the beginning again. And finally the last one, we have thow, which is a cow or an ox. Thow. I would say ox actually. So again, tha at the beginning, similar to how ba and ta would start. So just to add in words that with tha in the middle and tha at the end, we've seen already timthal. Here's the tha, the meme had joined into the tha. So we good to practice these if you're not really used to writing these down. Timthal, which was a statue. Muthallath. Now this is from all of these so far, these are all the masculine words, so all of these would be hada would come in front of all of these. We now have muthallath, which is going to be a feminine word. And how do we know it's a feminine word? And it's how you just pick it up, learning as the teacher tells you. But there are some indicators which I'll show you in a second. مثلث. مثلث, this was a hard one, but this is the feminine version, so this one would be the one with هذه مثلث. This is a triangle. And the final, the last one is أثاث. And again, this one is also a feminine word. مثلث, that's at the end, so we're going to see the tha at the end again. أثاث will be tha at the end again, but it will be by itself. So here's tha as well, joining in the middle, but what we're going to see is tha at the end, and here's tha at the end, how we normally just write it by itself. أثاث, which is furniture. أثاث, furniture. مثلث, triangle. تمثال is statue. So on the words that I had given you, here's another feminine one. For the first ones we had بقرة. If you go back to your notes, بقرة, and generally one indicator to know it's a feminine word is if it has that ta at the end. That's one of the key things. So بقرة, that's feminine. So when we said safina as well, what does it have at the end? It has a ta marbuta. Even if it has a ta mudawwara, this is the same thing. Safina. And Moza. They're just picking out the feminine words that we have, just to show you that that's the indicator. Here we didn't see any indicator, or here this is just, you just learn how that this is a feminine word, this is a feminine word. These are the three feminine words, and we had Qurat as well. And Qurat, this is bowls, but the singular version of this, when we come to that, is Qura. And Qura would have been spelled, would have been written with a ta. It just, when it becomes a plural, it became a big ta. So, but again, a feminine word. So for all of these, you use هذه. This is a cow. This is a هذه سفينة. This is a ship. هذه موزة. This is a banana. This is, and these are bowls. And that was more or less it from the feminine words that we had. So just to add another thing to our lesson, having introduced هذا, I finally want to just show you asking a question. And for that, the two words that we use in front of هذا or هذه, which would be asking a question. So if هذا means, I'll get one for هذا example, this is, and we'll get one for هذه example. So if I say هذه موزة, this is a banana. Or هذا جبل, we said this is mountain. We can use two words, a or hal. These are all both question type. So I can write in this one, it doesn't matter if you do hal there or hamza there. Ahadha jabal? A question mark will come. Is this a mountain? So this is a mountain. This is now made, is this a mountain? And similarly, I could have used ahadihi mawza, but here I just want to use hal. So I say hal hadihi mawza, and which is again going to be asking the question, is this a banana? So I would ask for trying hada with all the letters that we've written down, hadihi with the letters we've written down, and why don't you add and hal in front of it as well to ask different questions. Have a practice of writing in the Arabic, so you get more competent in it. And finally, the simple ones as well. Hada jabal, you can say two things as well, just like how you can put two things here. La or noun. No or yes. And how would I answer it? هل هذه موزة? The lazy simple answer would be, if it is a banana, نعم. But if you want to carry on writing it in full sentence, you say نعم. هذه موزة. Yes, this is a banana. So there you go. We've learned asking questions. Or hal, which is or are, is this, are these. Answering it la and nam, and we learned about hada and hadi and picked up some vocab. Just the final thing would be to do some homework, maybe for the children who are learning this, or as well adults who may be learning this. I've got some words here, and you can practice these as well, and I'll give you what they mean. In the ba we have bayda, egg, burtuqala, orange, بطيخة, watermelon. For ta we have timsah, crocodile, toot, berries, like strawberry, blackberry, yeah, toot is just berries, tilmid, which is student, tha'lab for the tha, which is a fox, thulj, which is ice, and finally thalatha. It would be nice to practice these as well and remember what they mean. Thank you for lesson 1. Assalamu alaikum.